Hello there and welcome back to part 5 of the making of the proof of concept trailer for Encounter. This tutorial, or rather video... Well, hang on, what the hell? What the hell is that? Do you want to stop moving it? Elle's wearing his Indiana Jones leather jacket. Do you want to take it off? It's going to be interrupting us all the way through this. What? Let's take it off. Take it off.
Alright, calm down. Hang on. Oh, God.
This is a really great start to the video. Yeah, good. Okay, so now we've got that sorted. This video is going to be all about post-production and more specifically about the editing and grading and any effects that we apply to try and make it look a bit cooler. Elle is going to be taking the lead on this. Don't know whether that's a good thing or not.
It's not.
No, it's really not. So first of all, Elle, why don't you tell us about the program you were using?
Oh yeah, that's a good idea actually.
Yeah,
Didn't
thank
think
you.
about that.
Thank you.
So we edited this project on Final Cut Pro, Final Cut Pro 7 actually. So not the most up-to-date version, but still a very good one.
Probably a good thing.
Yeah, yeah, we won't go there.
Controversial.
We didn't use anything like a colour grading package or a package specifically for adding effects to video. We did this all in Final Cut Pro. What was that? Your phone?
Got a text message.
I'm
popular.
You must have a friend.
No. Hang on. Oh, it's Ben Lee. It's one of my friends. Hello, Ben. Thanks for the text.
Libby.
Oh,
One of 4 of your friends.
At least I've got friends.
No comment.
Carry on. Onwards.
The first thing we did, we wanted to make this entire thing as cinematic as possible, so we wanted to crop it into more of a CinemaScope anamorphic aspect ratio, which we did. You go to the Effects tab, down to Video Filters, across to Matte, and then the widescreen effect. There are different aspect ratios that you can choose, and the anamorphic aspect ratio that we chose is 235 to 1, or 2.35 to 1, but it's known as 235 to 1. And then you can use the offset kind of variant slider here that you can see, and that allows you to select the specific part of your shot that you want to be within the widescreen bars.
If you are planning on cropping your footage after you've shot it, then always keep that in mind when you're filming. You're going to have to get slightly wider images because the aspect ratio is quite tight.
You're going to lose height.
You're going to lose height on your image. So one trick you can do is just to put a bit of tape on your monitor, or some viewfinders and monitors actually have an option to show you the
they have guides.
Keep in mind if you're planning on cropping.
Yeah, it's not a cheap way of doing it because lots of Hollywood feature films do that as well. Not all feature films are shot on anamorphic lenses, so they have the same issue and they choose to crop as well. Next step to creating a kind of cinematic look is colour grading, and again this is something that all films do.
Yeah, and it just gives you much greater control over the colour scheme of your images and how you want your images to look in brightness and contrast and saturation. And we fiddled around with our images quite a lot until we decided upon the look we were going for. But as you can see, when you contrast it with footage that hasn't been graded, it looks quite flat and quite boring.
Yep. The colour grading approach we took was, again, we did all this in Final Cut Pro. So again, we went to the Effects tab, down to Video Filters, and there you've got your different colour correction tools. And the 3-way colour corrector basically allows you, as you can see, you've got these 3 colour wheels and sliders for your blacks, your mids and your whites, and then a saturation slider. Quite simple, really.
So, what's up next? What have we got next? You may recall in one of our earlier videos that we had a bright light outside the window to achieve this abduction beam. Although that was very good, we knew we would want to enhance this and make it even more powerful and punchy in post. So
yeah, there were lots of things we did to this actually. This was like a layering of effects. Again, Final Cut Pro standard stuff. They were the glow effect. You can see when you add that, just kind of gives it a bit more ambient, glow, as the name suggests. Good naming on that one. And then the final effect is called overdrive. And Xander and I have used this in the past for simulating film flicker, as if it's going through a projector, like that kind of.
Like what?
That kind of effect.
How's it go?
And here are a few examples of our sterling work. There's a bit from The Price of Freedom, as you've seen. a music video that was supposed to be like a silent film.
So thanks to the artist for nicking our idea.
And our Oscar.
Anyway, yes, and there's also this as well, but the less said about this, the better, really. Let's go.
Mr. Charleston's late again. He'll be sorry.
Sorry I'm late, Major.
Where have you been, Mr. Charleston?
Is it not obvious from my sporting attire?
No.
Anyway, moving swiftly on.
As you might remember, we talked about the fact we wanted this flicker strobe effect, but because of the rolling shutter of the DSLR camera we were using, that didn't work, and we knew we could do it in post. If you look back now at the original, it just is almost boring. Yeah, very boring. And the other thing we did towards the end of the project was add an effect known as earthquake. Again, because of the rolling shutter, the best thing to do is do it in post, and just by adding that earthquake, it just gives you this, as the name suggests, earthquake effect.
What did you call it before? Kinetic.
Yes.
Kinetic.
Yeah, kinetic.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
So anyway, that's it really. Apologies if you were looking for something a bit more in depth, but I hope you can appreciate that. You know, this took about a month to edit, so if we were going to go into great detail, this would be a pretty long video. And that could get a bit boring.
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously, this is only half of the battle of selling a visual effect. Music and sound effects play a huge role, and as a bit of a surprise, Elliot and I have decided that we're going to add an extra part to this 5-part series. So it's now going to be a 6-part series, and part 6 is going to be all about how we got sound effects, how we made this sound awesome, and we're going to try and get the composer of the music in, have a bit of a conversation with him.
Skype chat, maybe.
So maybe a Skype chat, something cool like that, you know. So make sure you come back and tune in to find out
Part 6.
Part 6, all about sound effects and you know, making cool noises.
Yeah.
But not like that.